I actually like the Chicago Bears. Believe it or not, I'm a Jet fan. I grew up a Jet fan. I've been a Jet fan since 1982. So not quite 1963, but I'm right there with you, man. I'm getting old, and I don't think I'll ever see my team win a championship. But 3 years ago, actually 2.5 years ago, I believe that the Bears had the opportunity of a lifetime if their field goal kicker could have just kicked that ball right through the hashes. It didn't happen. It knocked the Bears out of the playoffs, and I thought that was the year of the Bears. I really did. That was when they made that move.
You thought they were going to beat the Saints.
Oh, absolutely. I thought they were the best team in the NFC. I really did. They had one of the best seasons. I thought Nagy was coach of the year, and I love Mitchell Trubisky. I still like Mitchell Trubisky, where there's a lot of Bear fans that keep saying, trade him, get rid of him, he's garbage, he's no good. They traded away all those picks to move up 2 spots or 1 spot to get him, and they completely wasted. So my question to you, when you look at the Bears right now, and you look at the talent that they have, and I love Khalil Mack. I think they didn't give up much to get him, okay? Especially what you see what the Jets got for Jamal Adams. I mean, they got a haul for Jamal Adams, and he's a safety. Khalil Mack is the best pass rusher in my eyes in the NFL. When you look at this team as a whole, just as a whole, special teams, coaching, quarterbacks, everything, honestly, and you say they're a 500 team, and I don't think they're a 500 team. I think they're a lot better than a lot of people look at them right now. So do you think that this team could surprise a lot of people this year when there's no fans out in the audience, where there's no advantage of playing out on your stadium, where there's fans loud and screaming like the 12th man in Seattle? Do you think the Bears could squeak into the playoffs and surprise a lot of people?
Oh, definitely. In fact, if we get to play X amount of games into the COVID season, I think even without the fans in the stands, I think the Bears will rise to the occasion on that because they're not going to feel the pressure that they usually do. And I think that is going to help the camaraderie within the team, because I think that was part of the drop-off with the missed field goal was we got hurt more with camaraderie than we did anything else. So I think that's going to help immensely. It sounds right to not have fans in the stands, but I think that's going to help a team like the Bears. You take teams like Oakland and New England. They're going to miss the fans in the stands, and I'm not saying that the Bears won't, but I think they're going to find themselves in a movie-like situation to where we've got each other. We can do this. And I think they will do it. And I know the Chicago fans in the city will get behind them once they start to do stuff like that. Trubisky, I think this will be a year for him to shine. Nick Foles is great. I think he's a great character and a great quarterback. And Lord knows he can do his job and he's in there. So I've got a lot of high hopes for the season, Errol.
How about the Philadelphia Flyers, your hockey team that is playing great hockey right now? Their goaltender has been the hottest goaltender in the playoffs. And when you have a goalie playing as well as he has, back-to-back shutouts, where do you think the Flyers could go knowing that they have a hot goalie like they do?
They've got depth this year, which we haven't had in a long time. But right now, these Canadians, we got to find a way to get them out of town. They are driving me up the wall. They are playing just good, eye-to-eye, fist-to-fist hockey right now. And every night that they're on, I'm sitting there watching it going, we've got to get rid of Montreal somehow, some way, because I believe once we do, that's going to put us right back to where we were before we started playing Montreal, which was, I got to be honest with you, as a fan, I was feeling pretty cocky. It was nice to be in the driver's seat for one, especially to have the Flyers in that position, because usually when you do good towards the end of the season, we get in barely, and then bang, first round, we're gone. So this year, I was the cock on the walk. I was feeling pretty good, but I really want to get Canadians out.
The other thing, too, with the Flyers, they finally have a goaltender, and Carter Hart has been one of the most impressive, not only in the regular season, but in the postseason as well. What have you seen from him in terms of the growth of his game as a goaltender, and in terms of back-to-back shutouts, the youngest goaltender to ever get that? What have you seen from him that really has stood out?
I think his, in quotes, inexperience is what's helping him right now. I don't think the pressure, whether it's self or from the media or from the fans, is affecting. I think he is so concentrated on what he's doing because he's never been put in this position before, and I think doesn't realize what's going on exactly and keeps doing what he's doing.
I've watched a lot of hockey over the years, and I am a hockey player. I grew up a hockey player. I was a top prospect at the age of 17, a top 50 prospect. It's a long story. Maybe you can write a book about me, my friend.
Hey, trust me, I can make a character out of anybody.
Well,
I use it with my family. Sometimes when they threaten me or say something I don't like, I can always say, I can always put you in a comic book, and it won't be in a very good light. So, good thing to keep in mind.
Well, if you want to write a comic book about me, man, we could sit down and talk, man, because I can have you laughing if I told you some of the stories about me, man.
Hey, I'm all for it. All for it.
Well, then we're going to be talking because I have this guy right beside me. He's a character by himself, and he would tell you a little bit about me, the things that I put him through.
Oh, God.
I think that's why you two make such a good pair, though.
Well, I try to, I try. Well, we're definitely not, we're a good pair. We're boss and talent over here. How's that sound? Actually, talent and boss right over here and something over there. We call Speedy something over there. Something over there.
I'm just a random thing over there. Maybe I'm haunting. Maybe we'll never know.
Well, you are haunting. I mean, I look at you all the time. You haunt me every single day of my life.
Wow, I don't even have to work hard to do that.
How long have you two been together, working together?
Well, we're not together.
Almost 3 years. Actually, tomorrow is the 3-year anniversary of my first day.
That's right. 3 years.
It was.
He remembered. Right there. That's the sensitivity. He remembered. I didn't hear you volunteer that.
Bo, to put it in context, it was also the same day. It was also the same day everyone was going crazy about the solar eclipse. If you remember that.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah, that was the same day.
Yeah,
August 21st, 2017.
This guy is like, I call him Speedy Petey because if you haven't watched our show, he talks very fast. He's got a world of knowledge when it comes to sports, Beau, but he doesn't shut up, okay? So we call him Speedy, and we call him Petey because if you remember in 1979, Disney came out with a movie called Pete's Dragon. Remember that?
Yeah.
Now, if you ever watch that movie and you look at Pete, he looks just like Pete from Pete's Dragon. It looks exactly identical to him.
Or so he thinks. All right, Bo, you be the judge. Without the facial hair, what do you think?
Without the facial hair, you could pass for high school.
Yes.
You can pass for high school.
Okay. Well, that's not a 7 or 8 year old kid like he's describing. But
and that's 7, 8 year old kid. He was 14.
That's true.
Oh, he was?
That's,
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
He was 14 in the movie.
Okay, I didn't know. I never saw it.
All right. And when he turned 15, 16 or something like that, he couldn't see Pete anymore. So,
Okay.
I mean, he couldn't see the dragon anymore. So.
All right. Bo, that is a completely fair analysis because I do look somewhat similar to what I did later when I was in high school, probably my junior or senior.
But he still looks goofy, man. He still looks goofy.
I always look goofy.
That's a good thing.
That's a given.
See, I have not changed. I have looked 65 since I was 16. So now that I'm 65, I still look the same way when I was 16. So it's kind of it's worked out real good for me.
You look good. You look good for a 60-year-old man. Let me tell you, man. I mean, when I go, Beau, when I go out in public, people are so surprised that I am 38 years old. A matter of fact, I went to get an epidural last week in my neck because I have a herniated disc in my neck. And the lady came up to me and she says, she looks at the piece of paper and she says, "Why does it say 38 on the piece of paper?" I was like, "Because I'm 38 years old." She's like, "No way, you're 38." I said, "Yeah, I'm 38. I could swear you were 26, 27 years old." I said, "Well, thank you for the compliment, but I feel like I'm an 80-year-old person." So, and she started laughing. So she's sitting there. I was like, "This is my second epidural."
I cannot tell the difference between 28 and 38. you show me a 28 or 38-year-old person, 9 times out of 10, not going to be able to see that. It's my mom said it best when she was 60 years old.
Mm-hmm.
She goes, and again, I don't know. My mother was very independent. It's part of who Winona Earp is based on. But she told me, and this I found to be true. She goes, and I'll clean this up. She goes, once you turn 60, it all goes to crap. And she didn't say crap. And she was dead serious. She goes, everything falls apart. She goes, at age 50, she goes, I can still tie a rope around my waist, go out on the roof and patch it if it needed. She goes, at 60, it was like a light switch, and it said, nah, we're getting you close to the dirt nap. So, but she was dead honest on that. She said 60, and she was pretty close to it. When I hit 60, I had aches and pains I didn't have. So, Errol, I hope that the neck has gone away by then, and you're causing all kinds of trouble.
Well, we can write a story. You can cut my head off, and I could be a character in your book with no body and no head. So. You can.
So you'd be a ghost.
I'd be a ghost. Yes, I'd be a ghost. You can call me Ghost of Errol's Past, okay, or something like that.
Hey, I've got an unlimited budget in comics. You can do anything you want. We've got an unlimited budget. There's no special effects I can't do.
Well, that's why we're going to have to talk, my friends. That's as you guys know, we are talking to comic book writer and creator of Winona Earp, Beau Smith. So. A lot of fans, Jillian being one of them. You have a tremendous amount of fans. A matter of fact, I was going through social media. There's a fan club, a Winona Earp fan club right now on Facebook that has over 100,000 fans, and it only opened up, I think it was about a year ago. So you've got over 100,000 people that follow your fan club on Winona Earp. What do they call that? A page, a Winona Earp page for Facebook. And
group,
yes, and I looked at your Twitter page too. You've got a tremendous amount of fans going over there. I never even heard of the show, but now I'm becoming a fan of you and a fan of your show. So we wanted to get some fans on a call so they can ask you questions. Are you ready?
Oh, great! Yeah.
Hi, my name is Nay, and I want to know, what was your first favorite comic book you ever read?
That's pretty easy, actually. It was Batman number 143. I read it. I did not read it. I got it the day before first grade, so this is probably 1961, and I was so excited to go to first grade, to go to school the next day, because I thought that next day I would come home from school and be able to read. Well, surprise, surprise, they didn't teach me to read in one day, and I was very disappointed that happened. I had no idea the reading process took a long time to learn. But it was Batman number 143. I still have that comic book, and in fact, I've got an even better version of it that Tim Rozon, who I co-write Winona Earp with sometimes, he also plays Doc Holliday on the Winona Earp TV show. And he got that for me a couple of years ago, and it's a beautiful, beautiful copy of basically the first comic book I ever read.
All right.
Wow, thank you very much, and thank you for creating Winona Earp. Thank you.
Oh, thank you very much.